Good morning, friends. How are you doing today? All right, so my hip is feeling a little tight, I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. My hip's just feeling like a little tight and like flared up a little bit this morning, so I'm gonna do some fascia blasting to help loosen it, help get some good circulation, show it some love, and I just wanted to bring you along on this journey. So for those who don't know me, I am Tiara, aka T, and I love to live a life that is bubbly, meaning an extraordinary life by your own design. I love to help inspire and guide people into living their best lives, an extraordinary life, however that looks like for you. I talk a lot about this on my podcast, Convos for A Bubbly Life, which you can find in my link in bio. And fascia blasting is just one of the ways that helps me to live a bubbly life. It helps me to like make sure that I have good like circulation and flow, and it helps me to keep my movement up. All right, so let's get to it. So since we're doing my hip today, it's a bigger area, so I'm going to use the bigger blasters that I have. So first things first, I always start with a paddle blaster, or the blaster that has a smaller little claws. I like to start off with that, and then I go to the bigger claw. So this kind of helps to flush and open up, and then the bigger claws gets like deeper down into the muscular tissue. So this kind of like wakes it up and then like and helps get it moving, and then going to the bigger one. So I'm going to start off with this one. I've done a little bit of like shaking and moving, so the adrenaline's moving in the body. There's some blood flow and circulation going in the body. So I do like to do a little like marching in place, maybe some knee raises, butt kicks to kind of like get the blood flowing. I sometimes turn a heater on if I feel like I'm cold. I just want to make sure that my body feels warm when I do this work. So since I'm wearing shorts today, I'm not really going to worry about like putting on a whole bunch of oils and stuff like that. Oils do help this glide across the skin better. I do feel like skin contact is better with these things, but for the purpose of recording, I have shorts on. So here we are. I'm gonna adjust a little bit. Come closer, friends, come closer. And I'm just gonna put my foot on my couch here and go across there. So as you're tuning in, tell me, where are you tuning in from? I am in Los Angeles, California. I was jokingly like with some friends, I saw there is a creator, her name is Chris, on this platform, and she is hilarious, and she was talking about no, we're not going to Coachella, we're too old for that. How about Couchella? And I was like, girl. And so I was like texting my friends, I was like, I'm going to Coachella this weekend. I got I got a glass of wine, some herbal tea, and some water, and I am sitting on my couch watching anime. And they thought it was hilarious. Hello, T, how are you? Be like T, say hi. Again, like I said, tell me where you're tuning in from, what you got going on. Since I am hitting my skin, I'm gonna just put some, I just have aloe right now. So you can use lotion, you can use oil, whatever floats your boat to get it to move nicely against your skin. And so you're just vigorously pushing the blaster across your skin. Not putting like super pressure, but just some good pressure. It kind of just feels like a nice massage. There we go. So the hip is like tight and sore right in here, so I'm getting into this muscle. Now that that's woken up a bit, actually, I'll put more back here, because that felt a little dry. It is a little uncomfortable when you blast over dry skin. I will say that. So now we have the big Savage Blaster, which is also located in my link in bio under Amazon favorites. Hopefully I will have an Ashley Black link for you guys up there soon. But until then, you can find it on Amazon too. There we go. So opening up the circulation, massaging out your fascia, opening up those, I don't know the like technical terms, but basically your fascia kind of just looks like webbing, right? And as you move about your day, walking, doing anything really, it can bind up, right? And grip. And so blasting helps to loosen that up. And as you blast, as it loosens up, you know, how cellulite forms is like fat pockets. So it's like fat pockets in the between your fascia. So when you loosen up your fascia, there's no like nothing to like grab on and suck onto that fat so it helps to reduce the appearance of cellulite. So there's some win-wins, but really I like it for helping the muscle up. So we're taking it, hitting the hip in a different angle. Are you doing for circulation, cellulite, or muscle tension? I do it for all. The wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. All things. But like I was saying at the beginning, my hip is hurting, so I'm really focusing on that hip area. All right, so we've gotten that done. And when you're having like a specific space that is like inflamed or doing whatever, this is like super awesome. And so the method's called like the poke and wiggle method. So you like poke into like the area and you wiggle. So if you find like maybe you have a knot, I personally don't want to go directly into the knot because that can be super painful, but like wiggling around it and kind of opening up that space and then blasting over top to help smooth it out, I find is helpful. Also, if you are working on like cellulite, if you notice that you have like a deep pocket, wiggling in that area can help to like alleviate and over time lessen the pocket and maybe even completely get rid of that cellulite. So with that, like I said, this is the inflamed area. So I'm taking the knuckle. I feel like there's a different word that they use. Just poking and wiggling. All around the area. Poke and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah, that's usually what I think of when I when I do this. So today is just kind of like a spot treatment, right? Like I'm like focusing in one particular area. I will go ahead and do my right side just because I like balance. I'm like, it's not fair for me to show love to one side and not to the other side, but typically like I try to do like a full body blast when I blast, or like all of a major section. So like this is just kind of focusing on the like kind of like the thigh and glute area. Normally I do like my full leg if I'm gonna like do it by sections, like upper body, abs, lower, and like upper body one day, abs and back the other day, and then like the lower body the next day. So it all depends on like what kind of time I have and what my goals are, right? And so that's something to think about, like as you're going through life, whether it's like for health, wellness, money, whatever. Like, what is your actual goal? Because if you're like doing a whole bunch of stuff and it's like, you know, you're following a strategy, but the strategy doesn't meet like exactly what it is that you're looking to create, then like, what's the point? Like, why are we doing this work? So we're evening it out onto the right side, blasting away back to the paddle blaster to warm up and wake up my right side. Thank you for the likes and the love, friends. Again, if you don't know how to do likes, you can just tap the screen. And go at it. Alrighty, Rudy. Hitting the hip, switching, getting that glute muscle area, a little bit of the lower back. Ooh, it's a nice little scratch too. Yes. How are we doing today, friends? How are you feeling? Hope you're feeling good, well, ready to rock and roll. What are you looking forward to today and the rest of the week? Let me know in the comments. Going back in with the Savage Blaster to get deeper into this fascia. Woo-hoo. Love it. Just kind of get all around the thigh, the quads, the hammies, the glutes. Working that whole system. Yes, yes. Let me know, have you tried fascia blasting? If so, how long have you been doing it? What are your favorite blasters? I think my personal favorite right now is the Savage Blaster. It cuts the time, in my opinion, on how long that I have to do this because of like the amount of claws that are on air and like it's the amount of surface area it covers as you're blasting. Because this is the OG versus the Savage Blaster. So like, you know, you've got 4 claws here versus, you know, I don't know how many off the top of my head, but if you count them, you count them. There you go. There's my hips, my glutes, my quads, all of that nice and blasted, ready for the day. My hip feels so much better, so much looser. The tension's gone. I am gonna put a little bit of like oil on it that is good for helping with pain. So I'm gonna do a little roller on there. I also recommend, like, if you are having some like pain in the body, you're feeling tension, if you don't have a blaster, but you maybe have like a foam roller, let me show you. Roll out, dun, dun, roll out. These are super helpful, super handy. I have no idea where I got this from. I feel like I got it from like, I don't know, a local, well, it says Gold's Gym on it, but I know I didn't get it at the gym. Some store, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. I'll find one and I will link it in my bios for easy access to one of these. But a good foam roller really helps, especially if you are having like hip and quad and all that kind of issues. You can do it up against the wall and just kind of like move up and down with it. I typically take it to the floor. That being said, be prepared for it to like be a little bit painful, especially as it's like knocking out any sort of knots and any sort of like tension holding spaces. Be prepared to feel that, and you just kind of rock in it and ease in it and breathe through it, and it's really nice. It's really nice. Pain is beauty, as some people say. So there you go. There's that. Any other ways to kind of help with chronic pain? Cryo mats, that's one of the things that you can also get through Ashley Black, and it's just a big mat that you keep in your freezer, and so it's like a really big ice pack, so that's super nice if you want to do the ice method. Heating pads are also really nice, so I like to mix up heat and ice because ice tends to like constrict and like reduce any sort of inflammation, and then the heat helps to soothe. So like I like to go ice first to make sure that if there is inflammation or anything in the body that's reduced, because heat can like exacerbate inflammation if that is what's going on for you. So those are the things to kind of like help to alleviate pain in the body and you know, make yourself feel the best, because we want to live a bubbly life, right? And like I said in the beginning, I have an amazing podcast called Convos for a Bubbly Life, where I share my tips and tricks on how to live an extraordinary life, from health to wealth, all of the things. And I love sharing other people's stories as well. So if you are someone that's living a bubbly life and you want to share your story, feel free to go to my link in bio and apply to be a guest member on or guest podcaster on the podcast, and I will catch you in the next one. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a glorious, wonderful, amazing day. I love you so much. Bye.